Hey there, this is Justin. I just wanted to quickly walk through the claim status prototype. Um, I spent a little while putting it together here, and I'm also sharing the link, so feel free to click around in that. But I just wanted to kind of give an overview of what this is and what this isn't, and just kind of set that context as you start diving into it here. So the approach that I took is, we've been collecting requirements for quite a while, and wanted to put a UI and some functionality to some of the requirements. You can't see the details here, but I stuck with the auto lines of insurance for this one. It's the most simple, and I think it'll be a good way to get an overall look and feel for this this feature ahead of some of the more complex stuff like workers' comp, property, and all that. So that is the requirements that Jillian and I had been working to compile, and then this is a version of the interface here to put some of those requirements to use. So, a couple things to keep in mind about this interface. It's very preliminary. A lot of the copy, a lot of the functionality and stuff has yet to be vetted, and it was really a way to put together one, this prototype, but also two, to see the data come together, as well as the functionality, and really just kind of bring those requirements to life. I think the cherry on top will be once we get the actual visual. We actually get the visual design in here as well. Add some pictures and some different color palettes. But what I did was I just stuck with our sort of consistent color palette from westfieldinsurance.com. So on with the show here. This what we're looking at here is the claims overview page. This would be essentially the first page. This probably won't say claim status. This will probably just say claims at the top here. But what this page does is it allows a user to easily find their claims. There will also be a search, which is I have to add it to the prototype, but you'll be able to find claims for either from this page or from a separate search function. For this prototype, I went with the idea of the claim overview page. So the thought here is that users who are either personal or business will be able to come here and quickly scan and see what claims that they have currently, and what their status is immediately. So to kind of drill into this a little bit here, the auto claim that we're looking at here just has you have your claim number, incident reported date, and policy number, as well as your progress bar, which we can. It was intentionally kind of kept vague. Because we're not really explaining what our process is. We're just kind of explaining status. And so that's, I think, in some ways easier to understand than something sort of convoluted, especially for a kind of version one. A couple other things here. The expand and collapse doesn't work in this prototype, but if it says there's one in here, you'd be able to click that, and it would sort of be populated like this auto claim is up here, and then your archive claims down here as well. So these would always be closed. You could click on that and then get in there as well. So the other couple other things on this page, the Westfield contacts. When we sat with customer service, a lot of what they had said was, people just want contact information. They want different websites, different ways for people to get contacted. So that's what these are. This is Westfield contacts. So this is more of general reporting a claim type of information here. And I think that's good for that page. I wanted to talk about this a little bit right here. This could be, I think, a really nice feature. It was sort of sequenced out of release one, but I think we could do it in a way that's quick and easy. And if we key off, different things in Claim Center, I think we should be in a good spot for being able to come up with some copy that that could be really beneficial to help a user understand what's happening next with their claim. Okay, so I'm going to head on to the view details page. So I'm a user, I want more detail, I'm going to the view details page. So we're looking at view details right here. This is the claim details for the claim that we were just looking at on the previous screen. So what we have here at the highest level, you have your claim number and incident date here. You have your ability to print, and then we have this sort of claim updates. This was a request that we wanted to show when payments. It's one of the requirements to show when payments were issued. And so that is a representation of what that could be. And I thought this would be a good place to put our little timestamp for when this was last updated. So if you're kind of thinking about this when a user pops in here, this information up on top is like sort of the highest level, right? You're in progress on this claim. Yeah, in progress on the claim, and that's kind of been what I've been trying to maintain through this whole thing, is that the status bar is really nice to have, but what people really want in here is it is an assumption, but I think it rings true. They really want this type of information here, right? So that's where we have this high level information on the top with your progress bar and their updates, and then you kind of move down here and you have this functionality with some tabs. I think these were ruled out early on, but I'm going to show you why I think it's a good choice to sort of put them back in from a UX perspective. To come back, we'll come back to the tabs in a second here, but the claim information here is where the real meat and potatoes of this is. You just have a lot of your information about your specific claim that you're looking for and at. So all of these items in here came from the user research that had been done. A lot of the other sites that we looked at, there was a lot of sort of themes that kept appearing, and so that's kind of a combination of all those things, as well as feedback from our stakeholders. So the tabs are nice because they hide information. We'll go back to it in a second, but they hide information and they allow a user to focus on that specific information. And again, all of this stuff in here up for negotiation. I know some people are going to be very happy about the incident description, but this is also something we need, our business processes to be able to support and all that stuff too. Another big win, the contact information. So, your claims adjuster, your collision person that you can call very easily and access that information anytime. You have no more questions? Well, contact us now. Just wanted to put that there. Before I dive into some of these other ones, I just wanted to also talk about how this interface is tiled. I think the cool thing about it is it's kind of like the Nginx. I think we'd be able to sort of pull these things in and out as we see fit, and kind of move them around like building blocks, which could be pretty beneficial, and making adjustments. Okay, so we're going to going back to the tabs, we have this claim information, coverage information, and vehicle information. Again, nothing's really confirmed in terms of what those will actually be. This was just sort of the mental model I was using when putting this together. So we're going to go to coverage information. So you can see there that everything on the top stayed the same, but what changed was this information down here. So we have this coverage information that the user can pretty quickly, easy just access, bodily injury, property damage, deductible, medical payments, and then in the future, explore coverages. Hopefully we'll be able to give the ability to sort of modify, or I know we have a policy section of the site of the portal where we can direct the user back to actually make actions pertaining to that. So that is what's on that page here. Going to the vehicle information. This is another place where I think it's a pretty big win here. A lot of the calls I sat in on were just people wondering where their rental was, or when their Body Shop was going to be done with their order. So what we have here is your starting on the left here, vehicle information section, and then you have your rental coverages. So this just says you're covered. That was a nice way to just kind of articulate that there's some coverage happening here. This is something that I was just thinking of through myself. It has yet to be vetted or anything like that, but it'd be kind of neat to be able to tell people that how many days of coverage they have left for their car. And then, of course, last is the contact for the Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Moving on the right here, kind of a sort of a mirror of this, but this is body shop information, whereas that's vehicle rental. You have your estimate, it's showing that it's in progress still. And then the estimate for your repairs is, $6,200. The last thing would be the contact information for the collision center. So that's where you have your tabs there. So those are the 3 tabs. I think what's nice about it is it could help us scale for the future. We could add as many tabs as we wanted to there. And then I made another one of these. I just wanted to show you this as well. There's a few seconds left here. I realize this is a long video, but okay, so we talked a little bit about, so tabs were essentially removed. These were removed from this early on. I think it's minimal development, and it may be really beneficial, but the reason I'm showing you this is because I also made a version with, this is the first iteration that I had made. You can see all the stuff on one page, and I think it's a bit too long. I think it's a bit convoluted, even though in some ways it is nice to have it all on one page. So, and I think the other thing I did on this one was added this sort of navigation up top here, and it kind of mirrors the navigation that like Clutch did, and as on WFI.com. So in that way, it would be, I guess, a little bit more consistent with it. But again, a lot of information on one page. So I wanted to show you that as well. And so that's it. I think it's a good start. I think there's some bits of specific feedback I'd like to get, and I can follow up on that here. But in terms of putting together a UI for it, I feel it's pretty successful. I think there's obviously some things that can be tweaked, and especially some more detail that can be added here. But that's the fun part about prototyping and stuff, is things are malleable. So thank you for watching this 13-minute video here. I think I covered everything, and yeah, looking forward to hearing any feedback and kind of nailing this down, what this eventually is going to be. Thanks.